Hello my fellow mech warriors and welcome back. This is your host War on One Mech. We're just going to be picking up where we left off on the Kestrel Lancers DLC for our beginner's guide. Of course, we were having a lot happen that day, so we've picked up from here. Naturally, there will be a video jumper in the comment section below that's pinned, along with the playlist link. If you are seeing this as the first video, I would highly recommend going to part 1, so that way you can see how to get up to these higher tonnage mechs. Alright, and I appreciate you. I hope you love the video. Let's go to our load, because I'm not really sure which save we were on last. Yep, just finished the mission. So, where we left off before is we're in the Kestrel Lancers DLC. Of course, keep in mind, on this episode, we'll be focusing more on story, so you can use this video skipper to jump past where I'm reading. Of course, the best we got out of that was a Vindicator that we cockpitted, as you can see. Headshot. Let's see here. Oh, sneaky headshot. Continue. Alright, while we're here, needs repair. It probably barely got bothered. Alright, we got 21 days. Let's see, mission briefing. Doesn't say anything. Let's look at the timeline. Assassin Warhammer mission starts October 20th from October 9th. That's like 10 days. We'll be fine. I want to kind of get as many as I can before I sell them. Alright, I'm going to attempt to read this for you as best as I can. Last night we received word. Okay, Kestrel Lancers, I have an important announcement. Last night we received word that Pavel Ridzik has abandoned Tikhonov. The 6th, 7th, and 8th Crucis attempted to capture him, but bad weather prevented the aerospace wings from being able to pursue Ridzik's dropship as he fled the system across Tikhonov. Yeah, Tikhonov. Or Tikhonov. Coordinated resistance to our invasion is beginning to break apart. Remaining CCAF units are fleeing into the wilderness, unable to get into their dropships. Now that we have firm control over all of Tikhonov's spaceports, the capital of Tikhograd is in talks with AFFS Command to negotiate terms of surrender for the city and many of the major civilian population centers of Tikhonov. We are hoping that they will help us broker a surrender from the remaining CCAF forces now trapped on Tikhonov. But until this time, the trapped CCAF forces remain a threat. While our Blitzkrieg worked at disrupting their defenses and taking firm control of the system's spaceports, it also allowed for large numbers of Confederate forces to withdraw into the wilderness, where they will undoubtedly regroup en masse. Thanks to the efforts of the 7th Crucis and their liberation of the head Earthworks limited facilities in Tikhograd, we were able to identify a hidden Earthworks mech production facility deep in the Kazan Mountain Range, less than 600 clicks south of our current position. Our liaison with the Ministry of Information, Intelligence and Operations believes that this will be where the CCAF guerrillas will make an attempt to regroup their forces. As the closest unit stationed near the hidden facility, Command wants the Kestrel Lancers to move against this installation and capture it before the CCAF are allowed to fortify their position and reap supply. Taking the facility should cut off the legs out. Taking this facility should cut the legs out from the remaining Confederate forces in system. So be sure to bring the biggest mechs you have that you can muster in time for this fight. We will be moving against the facility shortly. Finish the fight strong, Lancers. That's cool. That was Marshal Jackson Davian. CCAF forces are regrouping on the hidden Earthworks limited production facility in the Kazan Mountain Range. Command has charged the Kestrel Lancers with capturing the facility and clearing out any hostile Liao forces in the area. Be sure to use your time to prep the biggest, toughest mechs you can field out. By our operation date, the CCAF forces will be treating this as their final stand. It's only 255. It's all, bring the biggest thing you got. Well, you should have made it 400 if you, yeah, 400. If you want me to bring the biggest thing, because I can field my stalker mech, which is the biggest thing that you can allow on the field. Like, just give you an idea. Oh, over already. Like, this is the largest thing we can field. Yet they wanna pretend like, oh yeah, bring everything. Yeah, no, you couldn't do that on your best of days, brewski. Alright, so we're not taking the Zeus, because if I remember right, it doesn't have all the armor it could have. Yeah, look at a Victor compared to that. 480. And this one's 360. Like, that's just not it. Betting we have to, yeah. Yeah, even this is still too heavy. Let's say like we ran that. That is the only way it's not too heavy. 11 days. So that's not long. We might run like that, to be honest, because that Victor is the Victor I run, so it's meant to smack some people around. Yep, we can run 280 ton. We're gonna run that. Hopefully we get back to our former position before we get hit with our maintenance fees. Run the Navy color, of course, naturally they go through a lot.
Strategic Director Pavel Ridzik has fled this system, and the primary Earthworks manufacturing facilities in Tikograd have fallen under our control. But the fight is not over. Davian intelligence has tracked the remaining Liao defenders to a hidden Earthworks mech assembly plant and storage facility close to our forward operating base. Our mission is to finish the fight. Eliminate all Liao defenders and secure the Earthworks production site. Kestrel Lancers, advance.
If I remember right, this is where you run across Catifacts.
The entire second crucis is on deck for this mission. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Support our allies and clear the field. There is no telling what we'll encounter once we reach the targeted facility.
Tell you what, that was a long-winded, like, mission briefing. Like, I'd hate to be the general that had to explain all this.
Target destroyed.
I saw another one around here. Haha. I got a lot of ammo for a reason with that.
Right on cue. VTOL on approach.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Should have been paying attention to the ground. That's where they get you.
Target destroyed.
That thing was able to do 5 damage to like chest armor, my quarter, my leg. But you know, that stuff adds up eventually. Keyword eventually. I know they try to surround you and swarm you. Just can't remember how. I also know that if you really know this mission, you can somehow get around them, I think, and flank them. Which, I mean, I'm pretty huge. I don't know if I really need to do that. I'm a good shot, you know. If I can cockpit them, then I won't have that issue. I will say this mech fights at mid to long range. It's not really meant for short range. The SRMs do kind of level the playing field because I can overheat you and then make you an easy target. But that's another story for another dime. Truthfully, this mech is strong at every range. You get up in my face, you're gonna eat a crap ton of overheat.
We have made contact with Liao defenders screening the base. We're engaging now.
Yeah, they got an assault, a heavy, or yeah, 2 heavies.
I've identified the turret's control center, marking it on the HUD now. If there is
I don't
anyone
know
with
if I can
jump
hit that.
capabilities, we may be able to silence those turrets all at once.
I'm not really sure if any of my mechs have that. The assassin might. They're running back to me, funnily enough. Don't let the factory be destroyed. Truthfully, I might be able to arc, you know, damage over it.
Near target Orion.
Dynasty unit engaging mercenary mechs.
Incoming missile. Target acquired. Near target Blackjack.
Oop, I think we might be able to... Oh, come on now. The game did me in.
Incoming missile.
You still got it, Commander.
Headshot.
Nailed him right in the head.
Target acquired. System.
Wait back up, wait back up. We got whacked.
Enemy mechs compromised.
Just barely though. Ally just whacked me. And down it goes.
New target Grasshopper.
Ooh, we have a grasshopper. Ooh, he tried to take a shot. He tried to take a mean shot just now. About to say we gonna get stuck. That was gonna happen.
Target acquired. Incoming missile.
Hide, baby, hide.
System offline.
I almost.
Avian, we have breached the facility
Headshot.
perimeter. ISF readings indicate additional hostiles both inside and outside the facility.
Commander Mason, you will secure the interior. Do your best to preserve as much of the facility as possible. A working mech production facility is much too valuable to destroy. All remaining
shot in the back.
Lancers, fan out and secure the exterior of this facility. Make sure no Liao forces escape.
We got a door. I'm all about a door.
Target acquired.
Marshal Davian, we have neutralized the turrets. Your forces are
Okay.
free to approach.
So don't let the facility be destroyed. We're essentially aiming to keep everything running as much as possible.
New target, fire starter.
Like, yeah, he died instantly. It wasn't even like a maybe. He went down.
Target destroyed.
When you get up in the face of just, what is that, 24 Inferno missiles, you go down. At point blank range, you get put straight on down. Of course, naturally dodge. I'm sure my allies won't care and they'll run right through it.
Blimey, those are Catifacts. One
Yep.
of the first new battlemech designs in centuries. Yes. Between the Raven and the Catifact, House Liao has been the only great house other than House Steiner to produce brand new mech designs since the start of the Succession Wars. Even with it being mostly cobbled together by recycling components from other mechs, it's still an impressive battle mech, which is why it is imperative that we minimize the damage to this facility.
There is something right out the door, yep.
Engaging with mercenary forces.
Missile. Target
One
acquired.
of our assigned targets is flying in.
Destroyed. New target trebuchet.
Always love a trebuchet smacking you out of nowhere.
Target acquired.
He just wants me, weirdly enough. You're out of luck, bud, if you do that. You just ran into the middle of everyone. Well, that's a goodbye right there.
Destroyed.
That's a goodbye if there ever was one. See, this mech is taking a bit of wax. He's a heavy, probably a, oh, it's a Jaeger mech. That's crazy to think that Jaeger mech is so badly beat up. If he'd get out of my way, though. He's really slowing me down. He's also now making himself a target, one upon which I can't shoot through. Need to move in and kind of try to push him outward. Because if he sits there, we're all doomed. The trebuchet is, of course, running like a little girl he is. And my ally is definitely shooting me in the back. I would highly recommend stop shooting that.
The pilot never saw it coming.
So he was destroying mechs as he walked through there. Luckily he's done. If he stops flopping everywhere. Looks a little weird, like he's been breaking the power conduit on purpose. Let's try to keep it above 90, you know. Don't want to cost our employers too much money.
You're trespassing on Earthworks limited private property. Withdraw from this facility immediately or face the consequences.
This foreman acts like he's gonna really bully me.
Davian of the 2nd Crucis Lancers. In the name of First Prince Hans Davian and the Federated Sons, we are here to commandeer this facility. Stand down and surrender, and no further harm will come to you or your people.
Broski.
I am afraid both you and I know that this is not possible.
Target destroyed.
If you will not withdraw, then it is my duty to make sure that this facility becomes your tomb.
Commander, clear out the remaining enemy forces as fast as you can. They will most likely attempt to sabotage the facility rather than see it fall into our hands.
Well, I mean, our allies are doing a real good job of flat out beating everything to death.
Mech down.
Luckily, that wasn't. Yeah, they knocked it below 90. All of our allies just beat that thing to death. I don't know how else to explain it. Hopefully, let's keep it above 80, I guess. They're just crushing everything. Absolutely beating it to death. I wish they would stop.
Turn that enemy machine into scrap. Commander, our mission mission is to capture this complex in functional condition. Check your fire in these tight quarters and eliminate any enemies you encounter ASAP.
That matches the class of beetle we're after. Take it out.
Target destroyed.
Let's keep it above 70, I guess. Daggone. Allies were way too happy to shoot me in the back. I mean, come on, dudes.
Target vindicated.
Nailed him right in the head.
Took him out. I don't know why. I've told my other allies to stop shooting just because, like, the blue people backing us up are fucking reeking nuts.
This production line seems to have automated mech repair bays handy. Make use of them while you can, Commander. No
As I
telling what
plan
we will
to.
face deeper into this facility.
System offline.
Hopefully this is enough to prepare all the damage they've done. Yep, light damage now, but I don't really think anybody else has taken anything that the assassin has, but I mean, it's fast. What do you want? If we really need it, we'll come back and repair if possible. Doubtful, but if possible. Hopefully they don't break more, the psychopaths. It's like they wanted to not be running.
Target locus.
Dynasty unit, prosecuting mercenary mechs.
Critical. System offline.
They do like being an annoyance.
New target Raven. Heat critical. Critical. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
That should kill that.
Dynasty unit taking critical
Target
damage.
destroyed. Target acquired. Heat critical. System offline.
How is this hot? How am I running so hot?
Heat critical.
How's that not skull?
System offline.
Yeah, it must have been skull. Like, what do you mean? I go repair again for obvious reasons.
Solid copy. We're shifting to your position.
Thank goodness all the allies are not freaking pushing in because they're luckily stuck. Truthfully, I could have handled all those enemies alone. If I had remembered this, I'd have been better at it. I didn't remember it. Going back here again to grab more repair. I remember the last time I did this, I used a grasshopper mech. Yeah, that's what I should have used.
System offline.
Yeah, I'm all good now, but oh, nope, was shooting that. Yeah, that sucker's got an AC-20 on it. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn them back on to being hostile.
Weapon switched on. About to unload.
I don't like how that sounds. You'd think it had done the cosmetic damage as well, but the cosmetic is still messed up. The turrets are off. I shot the generator, I do believe. This might be one of those cases where I have to fight a dropship. I do apologize, the thing runs like a tank. It is very slow. But as you can see, it can dispatch just about anything. Just about. And it was taking some shots to the back. Like 2 PPCs, an AC-20, all types of stuff. Rocket. Yeah, it's slower, but it is still definitely well defended.
I'm reading multiple mech reactor activations in your vicinity, Commander. Watch yourself.
Yep, this might be where the motto is. Because I could have swore I fought a Hamato in one of the story missions. Don't know if it was DLC or what.
Our assigned mech target is on the field. Let's take it down.
That's half its damage. I'm of course gonna want to move out of the way.
New target, Catifact.
Nice shot. Right through
Took
the
its
cockpit.
cockpit out. That's funny. Yeah, you came around the corner, but was it worth it? Is really what that comes down to.
Heat critical.
Of course, that's an ally shooting me in the back. Can't really see it. Where are you talking from, bro?
My security forces have been depleted. On behalf of Earthworks Limited, I formally surrender myself and all my staff into your custody. All Earthworks forces, I order you to stand down. Your lives are not worth this fight.
On behalf of the Federated Sons, I accept your surrender.
Kept
All Crucis Lancer
61%.
forces, stand down. Mission accomplished. Tikhonov is ours.
Of course, the Davian forces blew up the majority of the facility. Oh, I should have told them to stay behind. I could have took everything. Of course, naturally, this is where we would pick up a Catifact, but we do not have the ability to do so. That sucks. Most we can pick up is a trib. That is very disappointing. Of course, I'll be able to buy a Catifact. Oh, we get one, yeah. I'm silly, of course. Mission accomplished, Lancers. Tikhonov is officially ours. Crucis Lancers commander has accepted the surrender of Tikhograd and the major population centers around the planet. While pockets of resistance still exist, they currently do not possess the numbers or the coordination to be considered a major threat. The 8th Crucis will be indefinitely posted on assignment here to administer the transfer of power to the Federated Sons. From there, they will be tasked with tracking down the remaining resistant fighters and securing a permanent hold on the entire Tikhonov system. As for the rest of the Crucis Lancers, all mech warriors and combat personnel have been granted months' worth of leave for R&R. All command and technician personnel will remain focused on repairs and refitting our equipment for our next assignment. In a month's time, the Crucis Lancers will be breaking apart into individual regiments for the next phase of the Operation Rat. Commander, while the enlisted personnel are on leave, I'll need you to prepare your company for our next target. Be sure to use this month to retool any battlefield salvage, upgrade weapons, and prep your forces in anticipation for our next fight. With the Kestrel Lancers, dividing up to invade multiple targets, prepare your forces to shoulder heavier direct combat operations, but don't neglect speed and utility as well, as we'll need to remain flexible and may have a need for high mobility operations depending on what is thrown at us. One vital item: the liberation of Earthworks mech factories in Catifacts and Kazan have yielded a large surplus of near-complete mechs. Our techs were able to complete the construction of a number of Catifacts that were on the verge of being operational when we conquered the facilities. These mechs will be distributed to all Kestrel Lancer battalions to replenish our forces lost in the campaign. Commander, your unit will be gifted a fresh Catifact as a combat bonus for the liberation of the Kazan facility. You are free to use it as you see fit. Once we ship out, we will brief the battalion on our next objective. For now, get some rest while you can. Be sure to collect any company provisions from the market while we are all still together. And take this opportunity to perform any repairs and refits to your mechs and equipment before we deploy to our next assignment. Alright, cool. After all this, those are very, very long. Okay, we're not keeping a treb or a vindicator. We will, however. I bet you this thing's fully operational, isn't it? That's all repairs. Which, conflict zone, it doesn't cost anything. Okay, well, we'll repair. We didn't lose anything. We're 10 days out. Let's look at timeline. Yeah, you depart instantly. I'd be real annoyed. I'll pay the 2. Like, I'm already at 20 mil. Like, I'm at 20 mil. So, I've earned a lot of money. And I have pretty strong mechs. I am still curious about the loadout of this thing. Yeah, that's not gonna work. We're not putting AC-10 ammo up there. It's begging for trouble. There you go. Laser, heatsink. We got a PPC. Actually, we would rather use a heatsink and have more ammo. It's just a fact. One thing else we can do is we can drop the PPC and make it an actual laser. Wish I had a large pulse laser, but no, can't have that. We'll just do a normal laser. Oh, yep, we got more room for heat sinks now. There we go. And see, it's distributed. Well, we would also live without some heat sinks to max our armor. Yep. There we go. That's better. I wouldn't say best, but that is better. Again, probably going to drop another heat sink for actual armor. I'm not trying to roll out here with less armor. Like, really, is that hard to do? Of course, it suffers from that. Okay, 54 on the legs and that everywhere else. We'll keep the back armor on there because there's just a laser. 44, 44, much better. Better heat sinks kind of spread out. We'll just put one of the heat sinks there. I know that, you know, if you lose it there, it's not going to be as bad, but I'd rather do that. Okay. He said a month, so I do need to consider putting something away. That charger's not hard to redo. Luckily, that charger's super easy. Anything else super easy? Truthfully, this needs redone anyways, so I'm gonna actually move this to storage. Let's see here. This is super easy to do as well. Move to storage. I think we're done using medium mechs to make things happen. Change slot. Let me check our time here. We're at 35, so we're pretty good right now. Still looking around to determine what we need to put away for now. The champion mech might be able to get put in storage because of what we're running into now. I now have one of those. Medium. Yeah, I think this is the better of the two. Yeah, it is. So we can move this cold storage. Alright, that of course is better. Let me check my operations to see why I'm running so expensive. 700. Oh, it's the tuition. Yep, tuition's running me high. Our net worth, though. I'm sure battlemechs. Yep, battlemechs and weapons. All right. Let's do.
I hope your techs know their stuff. I'll be watching.
I wonder if we have. Ooh, well, that's not too crazy. That's just a large laser. Just hot loaded chemical lasers. Short burst PVC. Let's go to a catapult. So the hero version of that is what I'm looking for. The hero catapult is top tier. They have a lot of mechs here. It is almost stupid how many mechs are here. You know, like a Warhammer. Do we have anything over? Why is this 65? I thought it was a bigger mech. Like we have another grasshopper. That's purchase, yeah. I have a Jaeger mech. A lot of 60s. I wish we had bigger, unfortunately. I know it's greedy, but I definitely wish we had bigger in archers. Bye-bye. Alright, let's see here. Sorry about that. I got pulled away for a second. Having a question. Alright, so we're at 70-ton mechs. I could pick up another grasshopper. Or I could pick up a catapult. I really like the catapult, I'm not gonna lie. I also like the Warhammer. Warhammer is a lot more energy based though. We're gonna get a third Warhammer, I think. Is it a third Warhammer or a third an Archer? Let's see here. 6, 12, 24. I could make another 24. I could make this thing a beast actually, because of how it's set up. I don't know, people are gonna be slightly annoyed by that, but I can. It's got 416 armor. And that's what 70s run at, it seems. This has very light armor. Might as well just put machine guns on there, doing 4 damage a shot. And then of course riflemen. I know I'm probably aggravating everybody. I'm gonna make an archery, dude. I can make this thing goated. My standing with the owl should be, I don't know, should be something. Oh, it's got a depart option. Let's look at timeline real quick. October 20th. So it would force me to depart now. Well, luckily, this should be simple. Let's go to loadout. I take it back. It is anything but that. Luckily, it needs redone anyways, so we can move it to cold storage. Change slot. Of course, I do wish there was just a simple sort button. If there is one, feel free to tell me, because I've never seen it. We don't want to do that. That will take a good bit of time to fix. There we are. I mean, the most we can do now is roll as we are. It is cool that they offer that. I'm not really seeing anything crazy. One thing I don't get is where's all the Gauss cannons? Like, I know the year affects it, but they really don't offer you a lot here. They do on mechs, but they don't offer you a lot of anything else. Very upsetting. We're gonna pick up 2 more of those just in case. We've already turned in all our missions there. That's how, for the jump jets. Otherwise, we would see a thing for them. Okay. Well, that's kind of a bummer. We should have some stuff to sell, though. Some basic LRMs. There's flamers. Ooh, we have 2 Gauss cannons. Probably no ammo, though, which is the wild stuff. So, like, yeah, you got 2 Gauss cannons, but you can't use them. Why? No ammo. We really don't need LRM, like the basic LRMs, we don't need these. We might keep the 2s. Of course, hot loaded's gonna be worth more than the basic. Like, why would we run an LRM5 over a hot loaded? I know you can hit more with it, but it's just not worth. Look at this. We just have an absurd amount of these. We'll do 13 of that. And then, of course, 10 here. It's one of those things, you just pick them up as you go. See, that's 10, 7. We don't need SRM2s like that. That we'll keep because, of course, the level. Infernos we keep. The level. I mean, really don't. We don't really need SRM4s like that when we have an Inferno. We don't need the stream version, of course, you know, level. Of course, these are from, like, you do missions or something through the cantina, and it gives you it, and it's nice, sort of, but it's better off sold. Just for the simple fact that there's a better version now. And then there you go. Oh, we got 5, so we can actually we can run Gauss cannons, now that I think of it. So, probably, I wouldn't want to run it on a Jaeger mech. Alright. We're done there. We'll run the depart. He says, depart to Tikhonov, 64 days. We're going to do that. Oh, here's
Wave 3 of Operation Rat has begun. From here, the Crucis Lancers will divide and conquer a number of systems, securing our grip of the Tikhonov commonality. The 2nd and 3rd Crucis Lancers' next assignment is to take the world of Tigris. Boasting one of the highest standards of living and well-educated populaces in all of the Capellan Confederation, Tigris has acted as a cultural center and brain trust of the Capellan state for centuries. Bringing Tigris to heel will consolidate the Federated Sun's might throughout the Terran corridor, and further secure our hold of vital jump ship routes into the Lyran Commonwealth. Its conquest will also rob House Liao of a major population center containing some of the Capellan state's brightest minds and wealthiest families, hampering the Confederation for generations. Given the system's wealth and nobility, House Liao has stationed significant defenses on Tigris. With only 2nd and 3rd battalions assigned to this invasion, we should expect to encounter stiff resistance to our occupation, as we will not be able to rely on the same amount of support that we received on Tikhonov. But always remember, the Lancers have already done what not even the Star League could do. We took the unconquerable world of Tikhonov. Compared to that, there is nothing that Tigris can throw at us that we haven't already faced before.
Not gonna lie, House Davian's got a questionable background. I've already paid, so with our payment through, I'm gonna pull some mechs back out. Tonnage descending. Alright, of course they're awesome. This guy, and that one. I don't think we'll repair those quick enough, but we can also run that. We'll pull out this. I have a crab. Oh yeah. Yeah, we will grab that. We have a lot going on, so we'll kind of hold off on some of those. Load out. So, what we're going to do with this, we're not going to do hot loaded, because, yeah, it hits a lot, but it misses more than it hits. Do that. Make it a shotgun mech. See here, we'll do a PPC this time to kind of increase weight. Alright, that done. Let's see here. We're gonna need ammo. I don't really like putting ammo in here. There we go. There we go. Okay. course, this mech uses nothing but short bursts. I don't know why that mech's that way. We don't use LRMs. Alright, and then we have a ton. I'm gonna max the armor real quick. Oh yeah, we'll keep it 55. There we go. Of course, we don't need 33 back. See, you can see the system's automated to put armor the way it used to put. There we go, 87. Alright, and then from here, there we go. And then you just heat sink it up. And you do that to protect your weapons and stuff. There we go. Sometimes you'll get the thing done before it becomes a problem, so pay that no mind. LRM5, there we go. I was wondering. Alright, and then new. Okay. Your arms are the first thing to go, so. Give all the possibilities of not getting hit. There we go. Of course, that's the best you can do. Understand. Of course. If we had many pulse lasers, we could do that, but we're not going to be able to. Of course, our main objective is to not overheat. overheat. This thing will absolutely overheat somebody, though. Like, I mean, just imagine. Yeah. You're donezo when this thing smacks you. It's just got a wave of death for you. I don't even know how to react to that. That's gotta suck. I don't want to put that there, but I definitely want to make sure this thing does not overheat. There we are. Yep, hop to it. Let's see here. Champion. So we got AC-10. Of course, you put different ammo in each leg, so that way one of them gets blown off, you don't regret the decision you made. Of course, we're running into an issue now, because something is heavier than it was, so we're gonna do this. What? I had an SRM 6 Inferno. You're telling me that, yeah. They didn't weigh the same. The thing did not know. Do I need to run an AC5? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Are these lighter? I mean, heavier than the let's go short burst just to see. Nope. Is the game glitching? What the? Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm gonna have to do that. Pull back on it like that so I can have ammo. That is odd. Let's see the technical. So an AC-10 weighs 12 tons. What's an AC-5 run? 8. 4 tons. Oh yeah, 4 tons would fix everything. That is a lot of lasers. I'm fine with AC-5, to be honest. At this point, it's just easier. Heck, a heavy rifle. But we don't have a lot of those, unfortunately. So, AC-5 it is. We'll just run. There we go. And then get it out. There we go. I'm sure I've went over my time, unfortunately.
Alright, my fellow mech warriors, of course I'll be ending the YouTube video here, and this is essentially where the Twitch stream ended before we start our next one. Of course, if you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe. It'll help me, it'll help you, it'll help basically our stream and our channel, and I thank you for your time, and I hope you have a wondrous day.